Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Self Betterment Project, episode number 6. In this episode, we talk about why it is a horrible idea to wait for a green light to start whatever you need to start. See, if I had an intro, it would go here. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope all of you are having a great time. The summer time is right around the corner, and I feel amazing day by day. You know, for a YouTuber such as myself, I've come across a lot of those times where I wait to start something, and it's kind of like something everybody knows, and it does go hand in hand with discomfort or not being comfortable making content while there are people around you. Personally, for me, so for example, like if there are people at home, I have a hard time making content, being creative, being myself, being loud, or saying whatever, and then repeating the process. Maybe I didn't get the shot right. It really does come out of this weird sense of childish embarrassment, and it really does eat away at you. A lot of my videos that I've made when there were people here or my family was home really did come out horrible. Like I wasn't acting, I wasn't talking to my fullest potential. I wasn't talking about things to my fullest potential, and it really shows in the video. What I find is that I'll tell myself, like, okay, look, I'll wait till they leave, or I'll have to schedule a time when they won't be around, and then I can, then I can make my video happen. I was waiting on that green light of them not being around for me to create my life, create things that I liked, create all these beautiful ideas in my head, bring them to life. And the bad part is that they're completely okay with me doing whatever I need to do to make videos. They're so supportive, my family, and so is my brother, who's very supportive of my work, who reminds me every time I tell him, like, oh, when are you guys going out? Because, like, I want the house to myself to record. And he's like, why do we have to leave for you to record? You know what I mean? And that's an important skill to learn, to be able to just be yourself when you need to be and just forget that the world exists, because that kind of childish embarrassment, and I'm sure other people have many other weird embarrassments that just hold them back in life. The thing is, if you're waiting on a green light on a certain project or something you want to start because I don't want them to be there or something has to happen for me to do it, I think it's very important that you sit down and really assess your capability, or rather the goal capability of your work. It's good to look at yourself in a perspective of someone you want to become, right? You want to become somebody who can work under certain conditions, and achieving this skill to be able to work under these conditions means you're succeeding. For example, for me, I know for a fact that if I just got over the childish embarrassment, for example, and I could just record and make videos whenever I wanted, because my parents are so supportive, and it's not like they are like lecturing me on like how bad my videos are or anything like that. They actually encourage me to make content as I go, and they give me the space to think things through for myself. So I know for a fact if I got over this fear or this embarrassment, I would succeed so much more. Like, I could create so many more videos. I don't have to wait for a certain time frame, and then the moment they come on, I'm like, oh, I gotta stop making videos because now it's weird. And I know this for a fact because I was able to sit down with myself and write down key habits that I know will make me succeed. So doing that for yourself on whatever circumstance you have, maybe it's for you it's work, maybe for you it's studying, maybe it's for you to go to the gym, to do yoga, what have you. If there are certain embarrassments, or not even embarrassments, certain other things that you're waiting on, acting like there just needs to be a green light for me to go, I'm telling you this right now as a content creator who's always striving to make better content, as a content creator who's striving to upload and work relentlessly to make better content. It's an uphill climb for sure, and I'm definitely nowhere near the work ethic that I want to be at, for sure. But I'm telling you this right now. If you're waiting for a green light to start doing something in your life, I am telling you this right now. It's a waste of time. It's an absolute waste of time. And so many people still keep waiting on it because it's easier to do so. It's easier to stay in that comfort zone of I need to wait, and then when I'm comfortable with something, then I'll go do it. Because that is essentially what a green light is, you know? Your green light to do something when you give yourself the task is practically saying, I'm going to do it when I'm comfortable. That's pretty much it. If you really analyzed your own red lights in life on why you're not starting to do something or why aren't you doing it in the first place, a lot of the times it's just because you're uncomfortable and you're waiting on that comfort to act as a green light. And as we all know, if you're dwindling around in your own comfort zone, it's more than detrimental to your growth. You not only don't grow, but you lose the strive and you lose the drive and determination to grow along the process. So really looking at yourself and asking yourself, is there something I want to do? And if there is, great. I know not a lot of people are like that. I know maybe not a lot of people are creators, but maybe you're not a creator, but maybe there's something else you want to do. Maybe just even starting work on something. If you know objectively, like, hey, it's a good idea to start now and do my work now, regardless of whatever embarrassment, and I know that will be good for me, then just do it. So if there are things that you want to start, but you're holding back on yourself for some reason, I think it's good to assess whether that red light that you're putting on yourself, is it coming from actual necessity? Like maybe you don't have certain equipment or textbooks or certain resources that's holding you back. And that's okay. But is there something that you can still get done? And if so, is that red light made by yourself? If it is made by yourself and it's not a resource-driven red light, why are you stopping yourself? If you analyzed that part, you would indefinitely come to a conclusion of discomfort. You're not doing something because you're uncomfortable. And you're waiting on that comfort to act as a green light. And when you realize that, that's when you can make the necessary changes, or at least take a step forward in the necessary changes. Now, I'm not going to act like I know everything there is to know about starting great things and not letting people get to you in the sense, or like not letting your embarrassments or fears get to you as if they're nothing. Your fears and embarrassments are a real thing, and they do hold you back, and they do hold a lot of weight. I'm not going to act like I've overcome them, because I really have not. But that's what this podcast is about. That's what this entire channel, the Self Betterment Project, is about. We talk about what we could do next. We talk about how to improve, and then a couple months later, we can come back to it and see, like, is this really working out? Ultimately, the Self Betterment Project is not just my own Self Betterment Project, but also yours. If there are things that you think you need to hear and you vibe with what I'm saying, then great. That's amazing. Never stop growing, and ultimately never stop striving to overcome your obstacles. And it's scary in this regard because your green and red lights, if it relies on comfort, it's hard to say whether that's good or bad unless you actually analyze it. It takes conscious effort to push yourself forward through life. You can't let your body decide, oh, I'm going to do it when I'm motivated to do it. You know, your body will never push you forward. It is up to you to know when to push yourself forward in your life. Otherwise, things will just keep stagnating. So if you're red light in your life on certain topics or certain subjects or certain projects or certain parts of your life, if that red light is due to your comfort zone, really assess yourself, write it down, have it on a piece of paper, reread it, and realize that you don't have to be a victim of your own comfort zone. And I assure you, doing great things, even though you're embarrassed, even though you may be afraid of something, I guarantee you, doing these things will ultimately grow you to be a better person and be a more capable individual. It's not worth staying in your comfort zone when it works like this. It's not worth staying in your comfort zone when it stops you from starting something that's important. And just learning that is a part of growth. It's a part of the Self Betterment Project. And that's pretty much it. I'm keeping this episode short and sweet. I hope you guys found something out of this. I hope you guys found some sort of important value out of this. I hope this podcast helped you to at least see life a little differently about yourself. And if not, that's completely fine. I'm not expecting everybody to vibe with everything that I'm saying. Ultimately, I do make a lot of the podcast for myself to document and see and have conversations about growth so that I can learn from them. And I voice them. And then people give me opinions, which is fantastic. So if you guys think there are better ways to overcome your embarrassments or your fears of starting something, or how to even identify that, do you have an issue or do you not? Do some of you guys even go every month and reflect on yourself, because that way you identify maybe you fall into a comfort zone and not even realize that, and it's holding you back. Whatever you guys do, let me know. I would love to hear about them. And ultimately, let's grow each other to be better every day. And that's it for me. But before I go, make sure to hit that subscribe button on my Self Betterment Project channel. And on top of that, this podcast can be found on Spotify with the same name. And that's a wrap. See you guys in the next one. See, this video isn't perfect. This podcast isn't perfect. But the point is, I still got it done. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. I'm not going to let my embarrassments hold me down anymore. Okay, but no, yeah, I'm actually going now. I hope you guys have a great day.